Just over a week ago, a misguided individual made a tragic decision to enter a nightclub and take the lives of 49 people simply because they were gay. In the days since, we have seen these events both bring communities together and yet also be used as political fodder. We've seen amazing outpourings of support and sympathy from many quarters, especially as we quickly approach the National Pride Day. There were vigils, donations, social media posts, and calls to action. In the halls of our capital, we saw some lawmakers attempt to take a stand by attempting to block any and all votes until serious gun control reform was brought forth. Unfortunately, we also saw this tragic event used in pulpits to condemn our fellow members of humanity just because they were born different, with some even suggesting that it was merely a good start. We continue to see these same tired requests for thoughts and prayers from many of our political leaders, the same thoughts and prayers that were requested so many times in recent memory after the other mass shootings that seem to have become all too common in our country. They seem like nice, safe words, something you say when you are expected to seem like a leader, but you really have no intention of doing anything to prevent these tragedies from occurring again. Maybe it's because, deep down, they believe we deserved it. Or maybe it's because they were bought and paid for by some lobbyist or another, some political action committee, or a big business who believes that voting with their dollars holds more weight than the vote of the people. This brings me to this week, and the reason I felt the need to talk about such serious topics. Every American needs to know that this week our Senate failed in their job. They were elected to office by us, by the people of this country, to tackle the difficult job of creating laws to protect and defend our country and its citizens. I will present it with not one or two, but 4 measures that would have made common sense changes to our gun laws and made us just a tiny bit safer. I won't go into too much detail, but the measures were and increase the funding and resources for a national background check system, to expand the background check system so as to close the gun show loophole, to delay gun purchases for suspected terrorists while seeking a court ruling on the sale, and to prevent individuals on the terror watch list from purchasing guns. Nothing drastic or controversial, just common sense reforms. Though the vote went largely along party lines, with almost all Republicans voting against all 4 measures, there were some Democrats that voted against them as well, and a couple of Republicans that voted for them. Now, more than ever, all Americans need to wake up and realize that we get the government we vote for. Voting is not just a right, it's a privilege, one that people the world over have fought and died for, and many are still fighting for today. If you truly want to see a change, please don't sit idly by and expect that complaining to your friends or posting Facebook comments will change things. Vote in every election. Don't wait for the presidential elections. Vote for national representatives. Vote for your state government. Follow the local elections. They all matter. Whether you agree with his politics, listen to Bernie Sanders when he tells you that change has to start from the ground up, not from the top down.
Hollywood has spent many years creating films filled with beautiful imagery along with action-packed scenes to satisfy moviegoers across the globe. While all mostly an illusion and thoughtfully planned, even Hollywood has moments where the fantasy crosses into reality. On October of 1984, John Eric Hexum shot himself during the filming of an action-adventure drama on CBS called Cover Up. As the story goes, the director was unhappy with a specific scene, and on account of the delays, Hexum became impatient. He began to playfully gesture with a real prop gun which was loaded, unbeknownst to him, with one blank. While the blank is not strong enough to penetrate skin, if shot at a vulnerable spot and within a few feet, it can cause some serious damage. In this case, he aimed the gun to his temple as he played at Russian roulette. The blast was strong enough to shatter part of his skull and lodge the pieces into his brain, causing fatal hemorrhaging. Brandon Lee was accidentally shot while filming the movie Pro. A gun that was used in a previous scene had been loaded with a dummy cartridge, made by the crew by simply removing the gunpowder from real bullets. What the crew failed to consider was that the primer at the back of the bullets could still be engaged, and it was. One bullet became stuck in the barrel of the gun, and it was ignored. In a later scene, the guns were loaded with blanks which consisted of wadded-up paper filled with gunpowder. This created enough force to send the lodged bullet right into Lee's abdomen. Despite the effort of medical professionals, he died hours later. Prop guns are real weapons loaded with fake or modified ammunition to create an effect, but provided with real bullets, these props become deadly. Mexican actor Antonio Velasco was killed on the set of a film by fellow actor Flavio Peniche. It is believed that Peniche did not intend to kill Velasco. Reports claim that immediately after the incident, film producer Eduardo Martinez Sanchez and the prop manager known as El Cepillo disappeared. It is assumed that they may have planned the event and that Velasquez's death was anything but accidental. Hollywood today takes many precautions when dealing with weapons on set. The bottom line is, if you're going to film a scene with firearms, hire a licensed weapons specialist and do not cut any corners where it comes to the safety of the actors, staff, and crew. As a director or producer, the safety of your cast and crew is in your hands. "14-year-old Giorda Mack of Cincinnati was dropped off at his bus stop by his father. Giorda decided not to go to school and instead went back to his home.
After sneaking into the house, his father gunned him down, mistaking him for an intruder.
Patrice Price, a 26-year-old mother from Milwaukee, was accidentally shot to death while driving.
Her 2-year-old son found her handgun in her purse, and upon playing with it, shot his own mother.
Ohio gun store owner James Baker was killed when an accidental shot was fired by a student attending one of his gun safety classes.
It just goes to show that even in a safe and controlled environment, guns are still unsafe.
Research remains unanimous. Keeping a firearm in your home does not increase your safety.
It does, however, increase the chance that someone there may die of gun-related homicide, suicide, or accidental shooting.
For every one time a gun is used safely for self-defense, 4 accidental shootings, 7 criminal assaults or homicides, and 11 attempted or completed suicides occur.
In 2013 in the U.S. alone, firearms were responsible for 84,258 non-fatal injuries and 11,208 deaths by homicide,
as well as 21,175 suicides, 505 deaths due to accidental discharge, and 281 deaths with undetermined intent.
These statistics do exclude the use of weapons involved in legal intervention.
We personally don't believe in gun violence, nor do we seek to tell you not to own a firearm.
We do, however, urge you to be informed and make sure that you understand the risks and have taken a moment to weigh them against your environment. This is Jason
and Ahmed, signing off.